Hey guys, welcome to the Swap It Bop It Mystery Box Challenge. All those details will be coming up. Hey guys, it's Sabrina with Sabrina's Craft-nanigans coming to you today with an absolutely amazing collaboration. There are 6 of us. Hopefully this gets bigger as we go. This is too exciting. Have you guys ever seen the whole mystery box challenge thing with some other big name crafters like Creative on the Cheap, that kind of thing? Whiskey and Wit. Well, we got our own little, with our little small channels going on here, we got our own little mystery box challenge just in time for Valentine's Day. Miss Clari has put this together for us. Miss Clari with Clari's Creations Part 2. Our other little celebrities are Miss Lynn with Fidget DIYs, Miss Cynde with Z9 Designs. We have Miss BaLinda with BB's Crafty Haven. It is then Mary with the Painted Peach. Me, myself, Sabrina's Craft-nanigans, and heads back to Clari. That goes in a circle. Clari sent Lynn a package. Lynn sent hers to Cynde, and Cynde sent hers to BaLinda, and BaLinda sent hers to Mary, and Mary sent her package to me, and I sent my package to Clari. This box had to include 5 items. 3 were kind of basic and everybody had to do, and then 2 were kind of a challenge item. So the first 3 that everybody had to include was a red, white, or pink material fabric, then red, white, or pink florals of some sort, and then a heart of any kind, design, foam, wood, whatever, it didn't matter. If you had these in your stash, great. If you did not, these were to be purchased from Dollar Tree. Kept our price range good, I guess. Good old Dollar Tree. And then we had 2 challenge items. One challenge item was wire of any sort, any kind, just some kind of wire, floral wire, electrical wire, it didn't matter. The other challenge item was some sort of household item. That is a very broad area right there. This is going to be fun. So anyway, let's get started and see what my 5 items are. I got mine from Miss Mary with the painted peach. Look, I have not opened it. Nope, nope, nope. So here we go. We were supposed to open these right in front of y'all. Here we go. I hope y'all are ready for this because I am super pumped, excited. Mary, I hope I can open your box because this looks like a puzzle and I don't do puzzles very well. Okay, I think I got it here. Look, y'all gonna get just a hot mess just to watching this goofy thing right here can't open a box. Okay, okay, here we go. Miss Mary got me ready. Okay. You ready, y'all? Here we go. Nope, I still got tape to undo. Hang on. Okay, here we go. Y'all wanna look? I don't know what's in there. Let us see. This is a cute box, Mary. Okay, so here we go. This looks like an interesting. What is this? This looks like just something fun. Oh, look, we've got all sorts of things here. Okay, so this is cute. Oh, look at this. Okay, so this must be by wire. This is perfect. This is some braided jute wire. Perfect, Mary. Love it. Mary, you know my heart. Oh, look at the fabric I got. Mary, you know my heart. Oh my goodness. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. Oh, perfection. Here are my little florals. She's got this in a cute little bow. Look at this. This is so cute. So cute. It's all in a little thing. So here is my florals. I've got some little, well, I don't know if you guys can see. I've got some white picks and I've got some greenery little picks here. How cute is that? That is adorable. I then have, oh, here's my heart. It's a little cardboard heart. That's so cute. Also got a little bit of extra cardboard to go with that right there. Yeah, yes. So there's my heart. There's my wire. There's my florals. There's my fabric. I love it. Here is my household item. Look how cute that is. That is so cute. Guys, if you see my eyes kicking that way, it's because I'm trying to watch myself while I'm watching you to make sure you guys can see it because I have not filmed this way before. That is adorable, Mary. How adorable. Plus just some other little goodies. This girl knows my heart. Mary, you know my heart. Little coffee latte cups. I love it. I love it. Oh, look at these stickers. Look how beautiful these stickers are. Oh my goodness. Love, 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 love. Love, love, love. She also, and you know what? We're not trashing this ribbon either. We're going to keep that ribbon. Let's see. Oh, she sent me a little card. I won't read it out loud because it's just a little prayer card. Today's prayer. How much better to get wisdom than gold, to get insight rather than silver. Proverbs 16:16. Oh, I love it, Mary. How cute to send a little prayer card. I love that. I'm going to put that with my other cards. Okay, guys. So to recap, I got a good box here. Thanks, Mary. I got a good piece of ribbon. Yes. Okay, so here was my household item. A little colander. This is too precious. I love that. I love that. She just gave me some stickers for fun, and then these just for fun as well. I think we all kind of did that, sent each other something a little fun. Here is my fabric that we were to use. Here are my florals and some greenery. There we go. Here is my heart. And again, my household item and my wire. And I even got an extra piece of cardboard. This is too exciting. Mary, thank you. Now we've got to put this together to see what we can come up with. Whew, I'm so excited. Let's go, ladies. Let's go, girls. Woo, boo, doo, doo, doo. Oh, better don't want copyright. Let's head to the craft room, guys. Okay, first project, pretty basic, so watch while I explain. All six of us, it'll start with Clari, and it'll go in that same order that I mentioned, or the same order of the hearts that you saw in the little thumbnail at the beginning. And we will post everybody's channel link in the description box below, as well as the playlist link, and it will go in order from who passed which package to who. I hope that makes sense because I don't know how to explain that any better. Sorry, Clary and everybody. Okay, anyway, so this is my little project. I'm going to everything kind of goes together in this one little project, but I do have three. So I got this little snow globe, from the Dollar Tree, of course. We're going to take her, we're going to clean it up. You saw I also had some pretty scrapbook paper there that had some little love letter words on it. We're going to paint this little snow globe after I stripped it down with some plaster by Waverly. I'm going to do the front, the back, the sides. And if you guys have been here, you know I swipe it the first coat and then dab it with a sponge brush the second and possibly third coat if needed, depending. I think that only took two coats, and then I did the sides a third coat because it was the sides MDF was kind of rough. Now I'm going to take that pretty scrapbook paper that I had in my stash, and I'm just going to trace the top of the round part because we're going to do something else with the bottom of the snow globe. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys with thicker paper, when you decoupage, kind of spray it. Don't soak it, but kind of mist it, spray it with some water. That wasn't done. And let that soak while you put your Mod Podge on your piece. And then I put, since you guys know I always put way too much Mod Podge on, I then take a little bit and put the Mod Podge on the back of the paper. The reason for misting the paper with the water is to just hopefully keep some of the wrinkles and the bumps and lumps and bubbles out of it. I pressed that on. I had to cut out a lot of this, guys, because we were trying to keep our videos under 30 minutes. And if I left every single thing in, this would have been longer than 30 minutes. And you guys have seen me decoupage before, and all the other ladies have done it before too. So you can go watch any other kind of video, and I'm sure you'll see some in there. But once I got that on, I scraped it, pressed it, got the bubbles out, gave it another coat of Mod Podge. Now, this is a wooden heart that I had in my stash, and I'm just giving it a kind of a brushing with some antique wax. You can see I just had the stippling, distressing, whatever kind of brush you call it, from Dollar Tree. Stencil brush, I think more of what it is. And now I'm going to take the little cardboard heart that was a required element that Mary gave me for my heart. And I'm going to mix some of that Imperial Red with some of the antique wax that I have there, just to kind of darken it up to give it that rusty crusty look, because y'all know I like me some rusty crusty. And then I'm going to take that. I just kept the same stencil distressing whatever brush. And then I'm kind of just dragging it over because I wanted to stay on the outside, not get on the inside of the corrugated cardboard, but it ended up getting the whole thing. But you know what? That's okay. So now I'm going to take what's left of that paint and I'm going to go around the sides of my snow globe and then made sure that it came to the front just a little bit, just the tap, tap, tappity tap, and then across the bottom where it's flat. Now notice I didn't put any of that red on the bottom there. So there's what we got. This was the next day. It was all dry, all pretty, all ready to go. There's my wooden heart. There's my cardboard heart Mary gave me. Now we're going to kind of put this together with the florals that were a requirement that Mary gave me. And these were so cute. And then I also grabbed me some of my boxwood from Walmart out of my stash. And I pretty much glued all that on. There you go. I had to cut all that out, but because it would have taken forever if I left all that in, but you guys can glue that on however you want. I glued the wooden heart on and then glued the florals on and then the red cardboard heart on top of the florals. I then took that other requirement, the beautiful gingham fabric that Mary sent me. Oh my gosh! Mary sent me the whole skein of that thing because that was amazing. And I just took that with some lace that I had in my stash from my friend Shelly. Thank you, Shelly. And tied that around that one part underneath the snow globe there. And now we're getting to the bottom. Oh, my sweet friend Heather from Spindle Mountain Mercantile sent me these apothecary stamps from IOD. I love these and I keep forgetting I got them. So I took the letters and I was trying to think of one word to put on the bottom of this. I got this inspiration off of Pinterest. So I was trying to be a little different. And so, because they took a snow globe and did kind of the same thing for a Valentine thing. But I was trying to think of something different besides be mine to put at the bottom of it. Because that's like what everything says be mine, yours forever. And you guys know that's, if you've watched my anti Valentine's Day video. And there's your moose man, ladies. There's the moose man. Okay, so I put deeply on there with just some ink and my apothecary stamps. And now I'm taking some, I think it was it wasn't the walnut. I think it was the vintage photo by Tim Holtz ink and my little dauber and just distressing it. Make sure your ink is dry before you do that or you'll smear your ink. Yep, ask me how I know. And here you go, ladies, just for y'all. Here's ignore the chaos in the background. There's the moose man. Just my little moosey. Moosey's been so cuddly and sad. We've lost our bees, guys. Yeah, no, his brother somehow snuck out the door, if you didn't already know, and he's been gone for like 3 weeks now. And yeah, I'm not gonna get too far into that, but so Moose Man's been a little rather cuddly and more so than usual. So anyway, that was project number 1 with the little snow globe. Used most of my parts. Here is our little project number 2. Oh, this calendar is so calendar. Colander is so adorable. You can see I'm taking some tape, painter's tape, because I wanted to keep the inside silver and the handle silver. The outside was a gray color. So I took my sander, my little zip sander, and kind of roughed it and sanded it up a little bit to kind of rough it so the hopefully the paint will stick. I am using my Imperial chalk paint, but you might have seen a little bit ago that I mixed it with some of that apple barrel brown oxide, I think, just to darken it up a little bit. I didn't want to use the wax like I did with the heart because I was afraid it might not stick as good. So I wanted to make sure I stuck to my chalk and acrylic paints. So, yeah, I'm crossing my fingers hoping that works. So, we gave that whole thing 2 coats. I did the taped off the inside with the holes and the silver part, and just painted the outside where it was gray. It took about 3 coats to get that done, and I did it with, the brush, and then I did my pouncer. Now, while that is sitting over there drying, I'm going to fight with some yarn here. This is that pretty poofy Chanel yarn from the Dollar Tree. I love this stuff. And you guys have probably seen this on a million channels for several years. And I have been wanting to do some, but have never done it. That's Baby. Baby don't pop in often. So maybe Baby will start making some appearances now and taking up for the beezy. So her little tail will kind of flick around here for a little while because I'm and the window is right in front of me. So they like to get in the window while I'm crafting. So anyway, so this is where you take the yarn and you wrap it around the hearts to make the little poofy looking hearts. So I like to just make sure that I get through the middle and get that tip really good of the heart because it's kind of hard for the yarn to stay there. And I make sure I use some glue. But then once I get it going, you just rappity wrap. I'm sure there's a right way to do this, but I just kind of wrap this all over the place and on the struggle bus because this skein of yarn was my Lanta and skein, is that for material, is that for yarn? I good anyway. That little clump of yarn was a beast and it kept knotting up on me. I've been using that since I made my goofy looking little snowman that his head popped off at about Christmas time. Yeah. And so finally gotten rid of that. So that's all you do, guys. So I made a white one, I'll make a pink one, I'll make a red one. I had those little hearts because I wanted to make some little ones. I cut that out because that didn't work. So that's why you call me fling them out of the way. You saw me fling them out of the way. Let me talk. Let me use words. Okay, so these little individual candle things I found at the Goodwill for $1 a piece at Christmas time. So I bought me like 5 of them. They just take 2 double A batteries and you just twist the light bulb to get it to come on. That's it, literally. I snipped and ripped some of that fabric Mary sent me, and I just took it and I glued the one end, and then I just wrapped it around the candle to cover up the white. This kind of makes it match with our little snow globe thing we made. So we are making Valentine's Day stuff, but a rustic vintage cottage core, yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about, guys, kind of thing, vibe to go with this whole thing. Right now this pops out of the bottom and I don't end up using it, so I don't do anything with it. But since the light bulb, that gold, I didn't, you know me, I don't like gold. So I'm going to take my antique wax and I'm just kind of darkening it. It's been a day and it's too cold here in Texas right now, guys. Oh my God, we're going to freeze to death. We don't know what we're doing. We're trying to find our jackets. It was just 80, 90 the other day. Anyway, okay. And then I took the antique wax after I kind of grunged up my light bulb there. I grunged up the fabric on the light bulb. I grunged up all my hearts. And there's our little colander. I did when I finished the painter's tape did do really good keeping the inside clean, but I did kind of have to wipe it down, scrub it off. I did also have to use a toothpick because some still went inside the holes, but it was very easy to clean up and scrape off of that the metal on the colander. So easy cleanup, easy cleanup. Now I cut out some more hearts. You know, Mary had given me that one extra piece of cardboard, but I have plenty of cardboard. So I cut out a bunch of different size hearts and then I just grunged them with my antique wax. Now here's what was I doing there? I look like I was having a seizure with that thing. The braided jute twine wire she had given me, and I was trying to think of how to put those hearts into this, but I save it for the last project here. So this one, so I'm taking my colander and I got some hey raffia stuff there and cut it up and put it in the bottom of our colander. Put a little glue on the bottom of the candle. No, it doesn't hold very good, but I just needed something to help it sit there while I kind of just threw all the stuff in. Basically, I'm not gluing anything. You saw me glue the candle and that's not even staying. But I put all the cardboard and all my yarn hearts in there. I then made a bow with nope, not what was left because I still have more. I incorporate that material into all 3 projects. But I made a little bow, stuck some raffia in the bow, tied it around the handle with jute twine. Here's some more of that greenery, and then a couple more sprigs of the white little pick florals Mary had sent me. And there we go. Isn't that adorable? And just to turn the light on and off, all you got to do is twist it on and off. Boom. Done. Okay, here's the 3rd project, guys. The only thing I have left I have to use is that braided jute wire stuff, and that will go into this project right here. So these little barns you found at Dollar Tree, but I've had that in my stash for a couple years. We're doing the whole cleanup thing. I'm getting the paper off of it. That's what's soaking under the wet paper towel over there. I got off the tags. I popped off the little roof. I am antique waxing the top of the roof there. And while that dries, I went and scraped off with my scraper there all the paper and the glue. And then I painted it with about 2, 3 coats of my plaster Waverly chalk paint. But you guys know how to do all that. Anywho, I got this cute stencil with a whole like 24 pack of Highland cows and regular just moo cows and heifers from Timu about 3 years ago and finally decided to use one. Hallelujah, right? Okay, so I took the cutest one. He's got some hearts, and right now I've got the hearts taped up because I got to get my roof on before I get the hearts on. And I may not need them all, which I don't. Now, for paint right here, I'm going to use some little makeup sponges to do this because it's just like outlines. It's not like a fill in really kind of stencil. So I wanted to make him different colors, but this was really hard. Anyway, this first one I'm using is hazelnut, and I made his horns and his long hair on top of his head, the hazelnut and his tail. Now, the darker brown you see is the truffle by Waverly, and I made his whole body with the truffle, and then his little hooves at the bottom with that ink black color. But it was all Waverly chalk paint. So I glued, and you can see I've kind of got inspiration off of this back here. Is that what I was looking at? No. Yeah. I was using, you can see on my phone right there, because I was trying to find some words to get on my Cricut or whatever to put on here. And so that's why you see my phone open over there. But you'll see what I put on in a second. And there's Gracie Lou. We're going to glue our barn top back on with some of that wood glue and a little bit of hot glue. I'll take my clamps, we'll clamp that on, we'll let that sit for a while. And while that sits, I'm going to go make me a little tag, some words to put at the top of our little barn there on my Cricut. Guys, if you don't have a Cricut, don't worry about it. You handwrite this. You can buy sticker letters at Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby or whatever floats your goats. You might have a stencil and use stencil letters to put it on there, but my little stencil says moos and kisses. I found, like I said, I found that on Pinterest and I thought that that was cute. Sorry about my big head. So anyway, I just took that and placed that up at the top. And now I'll go in and paint my hearts. I'm just using another makeup brush with that red Imperial. You can see I offload it before I stamp it. And I didn't have too much, seepage runnage on that. And I just put a big heart on there and a little heart. You can see that I already had them on there, but I'm just giving them a second go around because you don't want to go heavy or that stuff will ooze all out and bleed and it's a mess. So I decided that the 2 hearts were enough. I did make a little mess, so that's what I'm trying to get off there. But I'm just going to take my plaster paint once that dries, and I will touch it up a little bit. Looking good right now, doesn't it? Yes, it looks so cute, isn't she adorable? I love her. I love Highland Cows heifers. You'll see my big sign I bought at Hobby Lobby. Actually, I bought it at the Mardells, which is owned by Hobby Lobby, but it's more of a Christian store. Oh, it's an adorable, adorable sign. You might be able to see it in my final reveal here. Final reveal here. My brain's already frozen and it's only Saturday, guys, and it's not supposed to start freezing till tonight. Okay. Anyway, I saw somebody do this the other day, and for the love of goodness, I can't remember who did it. But they took their distressing inks and they just spritzed them with a little bit of water to kind of reactivate them. So if your ink starts going, I mean, obviously, if you've run out of ink, you run out of ink. But if it seems like it's kind of drying out, I saw them just add a little bit of water. You let it soak in, and boy, this was like almost like it was brand new. Obviously, it's low on ink. I've used this little ink pad for quite a while, right? So they do run out of ink. But you can, us, we kind of, stingy on the money and stuff. So, we using everything we can. Just spritz it, wet it. You guys probably know this. And it kind of, get you a little bit more ink out of there. Okay. And I just distressed my edges. Here's where it all starts going wrong. So I thought, okay, I wanted this to match the snow globe and, of course, the colander. Here's where it goes awfully bad. Look at that, guys. I mixed up some more of that Imperial red and brown oxide paint from Apple Barrel and painted the roof to give it that dark red because I thought it needed more red, right? To match my snow globe. And the colander. And then I made a mess. And so then I thought, well, I'll just put a couple little red streaks on here. And now it's just turned out to one big mess. Anyway, let me know what you think. Was it better just white or does it look better with all the mess all over it? And then the red was too bright around the heifer Highland cow. So then I took my antique wax and the brown oxide. No, not the brown oxide. My antique wax, or I used something brown and added that to the red to darken it back up. Anyway, on Mod Podge it will be good. Okay, what I'm showing you here's where I'm taking that braided wire that Mary sent. That was a required element. I'm making a bunch of hearts with it. So, and I'm just showing you, if you need to slow this down, if you need to rewind it, watch it again, this is easy, guys. You just take it, loop it around, twist it, and I'm using my pliers to get a really good twist on it. And then you kind of just push it down in the middle of your loop and then twist that a little bit. And then you kind of adjust because it's wire and boom, you got a heart. And I left those pretty long at the bottom because I'm going to attach these all together to make like it almost looks like a little balloon bouquet, but it's a little heart wire bouquet. And then you can see I'm taking some hot glue and then just making sure and wrapping it that the twine and the material, the jute doesn't come off the wire because it frays off and falls off. So here, I took just a piece of floral wire and I am tying them all together. I just wrapped it around a couple of times and then twistity, twistity, twist and rappity, rappity, wrap. That way they're all stuck together. And then you can see I have the very last piece of the material she sent, which matched up with the very last piece of lace I had. That was that color, and tied that around the bottom. I do end up making a really cute bow later on. I also stuck in what was left of the florals that Mary sent me into this little bundle right here. I used every single element Mary had sent in the box. Yes, except for my little latte Dollar Tree sticker cups and the stickers. I saved those for another time because those were just for fun. But other than that, I used every single thing in the box. There isn't one scrap left. I used all the wire, all the material, the heart, obviously, all the little picks and floral she sent, used every bit of it. Woo! And then used stuff out of my stash. Ooh, ooh, so like I said, guys, so much fun. If you've got a YouTube channel or if you like to craft, get a hold of Miss Clari at Clari's Creations Part 2. You gotta join by February the 28th to get into the March collab. We only are going to do this every other month because, we got to get our stuff together in a box. We got to mail it. You never know what the postal service. And I can say that and be sarcastic because my mom worked for them and she will completely, absolutely agree with me. Won't you, Mom? Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Go check out the playlist link and all the ladies' channels in my description box, as well as my first pinned comment. If you guys watch this in order, this would probably be so much more fun. So if you're just now popping into me, go ahead and stop. Go to the playlist link in the description box or first pinned comment and click on that. And it'll start, I believe, with Miss Clari. And then it'll go through who she passed her box through. And then kind of like a domino effect. It'll just go through and I'll be last. And then it goes back to Miss Clari. So if you watch it in order, I'm sure it would be so much more fun to see what all we sent each other and what we created and how things were the same and different. Y'all let us know which ones were your favorite. Do all the things for all of us. Like, subscribe, comment, hype it up, hype it up. Share with your friends. This is so much fun, and we would love y'all to join if you can. If you feel so obliged as to share that QR code and support the Moose Man and in honor of our bees, I'd so love that so much. Thank you guys so much. Do all the fun things for YouTube, and I'll see you guys later.